whatever. So like normally you just do the sticky jump here, hit the ram slide, and then you usually like either put a sticky here on the ground, like on this wall or on the ground, and then go through choke, right?
Yeah.
Instead, I just want you to like take it. Hold on, I don't have enough health for this, but usually, two cheats. What's my Archon password? Archon
Don't you
password.
have just enable Buddha? Just have him.
I think SV cheats is off.
Archon password. I think it's this. It doesn't matter, but usually take a sticky jump here, take Valley, and you either take pack or you could skip it entirely. But I kind of like taking pack, so it ends up you just end up coming to me with 175, 170, at worst 160 HP. And look at this. Instead of being open to like sticky damage and like roamer bombs from all the way here, you're safe up until this very point. And the only way you really die is if the enemy roamer knows you like to do this rollout and like it's perfect, like purposely speed shots into Valley. Then you might be in trouble, but you also have like double the HP you'd normally have on mids, and like your deep left. So like this is my usual default rollout that I do on mids. I know Habib used to do that quite a lot. I don't know if he still does it now. Obviously, for your tech, it does things different. But yeah, this is pretty solid.
The ram slide on choke is like genuinely considered pretty difficult, right? Like.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like one.
I just like have a lot of trouble getting it quickly. You know, like sticking the wall.
Not gonna lie, I mean, to be honest, I don't really hit it all too often anymore. I just kind of don't.
Okay, don't even bother.
Yeah, because I mean, I just do the Valley rollout, and it's like, I don't know. You're not playing the division where that really matters, being that extra second fast. You can be an extra second slow, but be healthier. As long as you literally live for the first few seconds, that's really all that matters.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Because the only bonus you get at being a second early is that means you're just second early to play some stickies, just kind of lock down area. But
yeah, but I like wait for bow anyways, so like because I'm only at 90.
Yeah. So yeah, if you just do Valley rollout, you come here with 175, and you get a look. You just usually you won't be able to fast enough to sticky out the enemy demo, but you have enough time to put two stickies on choke and either hit this both scouts for 40 and 60, or hit the medic for 140. So you don't have the demo damage, but you do mess up their scouts or their medic like pretty consistently. And like even if you don't hit them, you generally slow them down because they have to shoot the stickies.
Okay.
So
I've got a
honestly,
question.
what's up?
No, never mind.
So yeah, generally this is probably the default mid you want to do. I do have a troll mid through cafe. I'm not going to show you that, but it doesn't really matter. And if you want to go right side, you might just want to do a normal mid. Don't stress out about hitting the ram slide. Just worry about not taking fall damage. Like try to minimize fall damage, and that's pretty much it. And you should be fine. Like instead of going up high, just do like a really horizontal jump. Like.
I'll do the Valley rollout today and see how it goes for now.
Oh man, I kind of missed the ram slide actually.
I've got a question.
What's up?
So like so essentially for like I don't know, I'm not gonna be playing flank scout anymore, right?
Your pocket, yeah.
Okay. I just want to know where the flank scout rollout is, like where you go on that, because like if I ever wanted to do it in the future, it's better to know than not, because it's like I found myself like playing with the pocket a lot when on these.
Okay, well, the thing is, alright, okay, so flank scout is literally, you're literally following around where the combo goes. Okay, because this mid Sunshine, how it works, it's a rotational and it's either you rotate or you meet with the enemy on one side. It's kind of like process, where each enemy just keeps circling through the middle until someone makes a mistake and they pounce on each other, or they just decide to, hey, let's the enemy team's gonna be here, we're gonna be here, we're just gonna fight each other out on this behind this Tetris. So generally, you're literally just gonna be with your team. Spaced out, obviously, so you just don't take the same spam damage, but like you're just gonna be following your team around unless you find the reason to stray away.
Yeah, I found myself like not knowing where to go, not knowing if to play pocket with, and I was like sometimes I was like taking the barn and going up top there to the little pack.
Okay, well, going up here as flank scout is a little risky unless you just believe in yourself and think you can two-shot the soldier, but like standing here is pretty good. Like being here is pretty good because for example, like let's say like your medic is crossing through here, you obviously want to make sure nobody's bombing the medic. You want to make sure to like keep the soldier at bay, just kind of jump in, jump out, like mess him about. Plus you have like pretty good vision. It's because again you're just gonna keep moving, Your combo is gonna keep moving, and you don't want to be alone. You don't want to be either rotating too fast or rotating too slow because otherwise they will pounce on you, and then that's how the rotational mid ends. Is they just you keep rotating until one team finds someone like not in a good position, they die, and then it's like a snowball advantage. So
Okay.
like you could like let's say your team is going left, your medic is here, you make sure to like clear the left area, make sure nobody like nobody's like here behind that could be like messing up your medic, get on high ground,
And then
just
this is a flank.
this flank, yeah, pretty much. Pocket, you're just kind of you're taxing your medic around so you can rotate because like again you're just moving really fast, and if
Yeah,
when your medic
yeah.
needs to move really fast, so
Yeah,
your
yeah.
pocket is gonna be like walking through here, walking through here, walking through here.
Um,
Personally, I
Yeah.
like to get a little like I like to get inside the point, just mess up the demo a little bit. But that's like if you think you can live down there, that's a little
Yeah,
dangerous.
I usually play with Flyboy because I find that like I don't know if it's just because he went through the ramp slide rollout thing, but like I found that like a lot of the times he would get there, he'd be really low health, and then everybody would target him, and so like I would I try consciously sometimes like to stick like around him and bring the medic to him, but like try
You
to get
should
to him first.
you should hopefully be a little bit in front of Flyboy for most of the time,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because that's how you remove the target away from him is by being in front.
yeah. That's what I
But
was
then
trying
if
to
you're
do.
gonna be doing that, you will need the medic to permanently be on your tail, and that's actually like a really common thing. Is medics
Here.
on what hello? Is that medics on process and sunshine mids they don't heal the scouts enough. They were about to see their scout soldiers and demos too much, and because of that, they're just move so slowly. They get trapped in the corner and then they get bombed. That's
Okay.
so you want to keep your scouts topped up so they can be distracting for the demo, so make sure the demo doesn't get targeted, and then when their demo calls damage, then they can pounce fully healthy at 185 HP or at least 125. That's pretty good.
I have a question for Flyboy. Who is medic? Do we not have dedicated medic?
Demo, it's just a demo view or map review.
Well, it's a map review right now. We're just kind of going over mids. But yeah, generally, uh, again, it's either rotational or confrontational. Rotate by meaning you go one side and they like rotate to the other side, and then you just keep spinning around the middle until you pick one person, or or example, or like maybe they're really slow, and they're all clumped up in a really bad area, like AKA Tetris. Usually, this is like the death corner here. If you see the enemy team standing here for way too long, just literally like demo. You should be like a raining sticky. Like none of your pipes and sticky should be able to miss behind this area. Like all of them will take damage. It's impossible, just to not hit anybody for like a million damage. As soon as you hit the million damage, your soldiers literally bomb on top this or full commit, just go
Can
all the way down.
I drag us in the map review area?
Fly.
He's AFK right now.
Oh, you moved everybody? Thought it was just...
Alright.
Alright. Yeah.
Who left?
He can't. He's on Discord mobile, so when he gets dragged into like things, he can't speak. So go back. He doesn't really.
Hi, hello? Wait. Yo,
It generally is, yeah. I know. I have a scuff set up. It's unfortunate.
what happened? Oh,
Hey Fly, I have a question.
yeah, sorry, I was AFK for a minute if you guys were trying to talk to me.
Yeah, I was asking you who's dedicated medic now.
We don't have one.
But that's okay. That's just something like if your medic isn't healing you enough on mid, just be like, hey, just taxing me more, and that's it. That's like just the general comment. But yeah, so like again, if you see enemy team like all clumped up behind Tetris, like demo, you should be able to like send a million spam and none of it being able to miss. Demo, you just can bomb on top any of these roofs, like in top here, like anywhere. You should be able to do a million damage. Your scouts come clean up. It should be pretty free if the like take too long. Confrontational mids, again, it's either like you pick right side and they also join your right side. Preferably, you either want them to be on Tetris, or you want them to be stuck in spawn. So for example, like let's say you go let's say you're red team and you go, let's say you're red team and you go left, you take this Tetris and blue team is so slow and they decide to fight you, but then they just sit around a clump and spawn.
Yeah.
You should be able to like they're not their all attention is focused on you. They're not going to see this side over here. You can flank people through under pretty well. You can flank through through bell tower. You can flank through like this side over here pretty easily because it's all focused on like your demo and your medic on this Tetris.
Okay.
So yeah, but like make sure you need to have like people high up top because again, it's like Tetris and spawn are like the two death places where you can't sit for too long.
Okay.
But yeah. That's pretty much for mids. Generally, you want to be clumped up. Well, like not enough to get spammed, obviously. Like together and moving. If you're standing still, you guys need to be a little more spread apart. You can leave one person behind. For example, like I don't know, pocket soldier, roamer, whatever. You can hide in cafe. There's 2 packs here, and it's perfect because if you're doing confrontational mid, you know, they might get a pick out of you on mid. They'll start pushing forward, and then boom, you pop out here through this doorway, get the medic or demo. Or if you're doing rotational mid, you go left and they go your right. They get through Tetris, and then boom, you pop through the doorway, you pop the medic. That's something you only do like maybe once or twice mid. If enemy team's letting you pop their medic 5 times through cafe, then they're really stupid. Generally, that only works like once per day, but it is pretty solid as an idea. Or if you can do the fast roamer rollout through either Valley or Choke, you can obviously bomb their cafe and hide behind it, and then just wrap around, whatever.
Okay.
Wrap around plays. If you're doing those, your team needs to do a rotational mid. It can't be confrontational because you're obviously down one, and you need to be spaced out far enough apart that the team just can't jump on top of you.
So we just need to call it beforehand.
Fly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be on the mids because I know there's like 30 minutes left, and like generally. That's
Wait, what about pocket soldier?
Pocket soldier, you're kind of bell tower control.
Really?
Low-key bell tower control. If you could, obviously don't be there 24/7 because everyone and their mother will focus you. But like for example, like a general a tip is don't walk behind Tetris, walk a little in front of it because it's like overall.
This bell tower?
Bell tower is this, yeah.
Yeah.
The upper area we're in. So generally the tip is try not to walk everyone behind Tetris. Try to walk like medic or something, like half the team through this area. And obviously this area is very like if you're here, you will be able to mess up this area down there pretty easily. So having bell tower control is really good.
So where do roamers go on this mid?
Roamer, you're either behind, you're just jumping around on roofs, and you're just kind of waiting.
Is it fine if I just stay on this roof if I'm like slow?
Okay, yeah. That's a passive thing. The thing is, you're not gonna have a huge impact. That's like maybe you're sitting there for a couple of seconds at most. This is okay. Sitting in that roof is better if they're close to you. So like for example, they're trying to walk behind this Tetris, and you're doing confrontational mid. If you sit on that roof, it's a lot better because you're just blocking them from walking past this Tetris. But otherwise, if it's like they're on the other Tetris and you're on this roof, you're not obviously doing damage. It should be like a temporary rest spot, and then you just keep jumping until you find someone they can pick, and then you jump on that. You can also obviously just again go behind either valleys. You can go behind and just wrap around, or if you do the fast rollout, you can go cafe pretty easily. But yeah, you're just kind of moving around, waiting for damage, or demo damage, or scout focus calls, and then just jump on top of that. Same thing for pocket soldier. You're just kind of bell tower. You're only there to mainly protect your team. The minute your team kind of crosses over, you just keep on moving as well. If someone's getting cheeky up there in bell tower, you kind of tell your demo to focus them, or tell someone to focus them, and then you jump on top of that damage. And then you're just waiting to pounce on somebody, and then that's literally your job is to just bomb somebody. Do pretty well. But yeah, that's mids. Let's see. Second, okay.
By the way, Magnolia, you're muted if you don't know.
Oh boy. Alright, I'm not gonna have enough time to go through everything, so I'm gonna try to speedrun everything. Let's see. Choke. I only go through choke if the enemy team is giving me free space, and it's just I want to go I only go through choke if I want to go really fast into mid, because that's the fastest way to get into second from mid after you capture the point. Otherwise, generally cafe is my go-to, because you can slowly put one foot in, then the other foot, just kind of get space. You start out with height advantage off this area. There's a bunch of packs nearby. So you can slowly spam people out. Just beware traps down here on this lip, and on this roof, on this lamp. And there's bombers usually that sit on the fences and that can bomb you pretty easily, and you don't have good vision of it. So you kind of need someone to be a little in front of the combo, just to make sure. But yeah, this is a very slow push out to second.
Good question.
What's up?
How do you kite Ubers on mid here? I mean, not mid here. Second.
So like you're holding second and they have advantage.
Either that or like you're pushing in and they have Uber because you. I don't know why you would, but let's say like you're holding. That's probably the most like that's probably the scenario you're gonna be in there.
Okay, so if you're holding second, and it's okay, well, correct. Okay, fuck. Um, if you're holding second, it's Uber disad and they're pushing in.
Yeah.
It's very hard. It's very hard to come back. So like, let's say you're like maybe like 80% and they're already using in. It's a little hard to come back. You kind of need to. Pushing out of sunshine is a little fucking terrible. Like you kind of have to. Okay. First of all, I'll do. Let's say they have 100% ad and you're on second. Well, first of all, medic you play bats, scout plays bats. Two people play. Well, like your flank plays like pretty deep valley. You can maybe have your demo on concrete. Like maybe he's watching trap somewhere, and then you like goes to dungeon
Bats
or something.
Is here, right? This is bats.
This is bats. Yep. So you just build here because you have really good vision of valley, which is which I was gonna mention that as a push later on, but like that's a really good place to push from. And then you just have somebody like a demo or like a pocket soldier watch like on concrete that can jump away, and then like have your flank just watch valley as well for like a little deeper, and then just back out to the lower lobby or whatever.
Okay. So what you're saying is like I'm gonna be playing pocket scout, so I should bring my medic up there usually if we know it's disad.
If it's like massive disad and you're gonna push and you can't hold it, then yeah, you just stay back up here. This is just
what
to
if you're
buy.
at, like, sorry, I'm sorry I keep interrupting you, but
Oh no, yeah, but this is just because like this is a passive hold. This is equivalent of like holding bats in process. You're not gonna be able to hold process second that much, but you're hoping to delay them with spam, and hopefully either force them out or just bother them enough to buy seconds, so you can be ready for a hold on last with full Uber. Because if you obviously give them second for free, then they're gonna push into last, and you might not have Uber, you might have like 90% or 82 or whatever. So you're just buying time.
What if you're like at like 80%? Is there like a more offensive like kiting that we could do here, or is that it? You think?
Best case scenario is literally just have projectiles play close with buffs. Or like soldiers play close with buffs. Have them and then like have your demo like spam from far away. Hopefully force them through the doorway. Then have everybody jump out. Hopefully, and this like only like if you have 80 something percent, 90%. You just hope that the spam is good enough, and then have people like obviously not clumped up, just spaced a little so you don't because obviously it's gonna like I know just fuck, how do I say this? Just make sure you're in a position to not get picked out, but like you're close enough to like help your team. But yeah, otherwise it is just no worries. It's just your soldiers playing close enough to force them, and still live. So
Let's talk.
and kind of like that's very vague. That's kind of something you just kind of pick up like a when to do that. So like for example, just Valley I would low-key bomb. Like if you like sacrifice one to force their Uber out early, that's fine. And then like if you know you're about to get Uber soon, like if you force their Uber really early, like their medic is like Valley, and you force them deep in Valley, and then their Uber ends by the time they walk out of Valley, that's perfect. They're gonna might sack one, and if you deny that sack, you're basically you have 100% advantage in even numbers. Pocket soldier or whatever, and like demo spam, demo traps. Like you just like if you play like right in front of the doorway, just spam them. Back out a little. They're gonna chase you really hard, and then maybe bait them into sticks. That'll be as good as you can get for the most part. Or if they're coming through cafe, like have like your roamer soldier like bomb from the fence, or like have pocket soldier just kind of wrap around through this side of cafe, through the choke side, and then try to get them as their medic is already passing through this doorway, because then their back is turned to the soldier, and that's kind of like the way to get the force out, and or like the drop, and that's pretty much it. It is kind of risky to do that, so you will require some good teamwork and good enough DM to force him. But yeah, fuck, okay, 20 minutes. I was gonna go through pushes, so yeah, cafe is a slow push. Like lets you just have enough picks to like force them out, and like you want to try something. Cafe, with combo, flank kind of, just sits whatever, like choke or Valley.
I got a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Pushing out of second, should demo always stay choke in case they wrap? while the whole team pushes out second, and then I meet them after.
Wait, sorry, what? Repeat that?
If we're pushing out of second, should I hold choke as demo, just so they can't wrap us?
No, you just okay. Well, like, are you assuming that your combo goes Valley or something?
Yeah. For example.
Loki, you're more important. Loki, you're more important with your combo and pushing out.
Okay. So I should just like bomb a soldier through choke, so there's presence or something instead.
It's just well, hopefully you clear out. You hopefully like okay. If a soldier's going through choke and you're like in Valley, it's like there's a huge ass fence here. You can see who's standing where. You just really need to worry about cafe people for the most part. Because if you're going Valley, that means you're going deep, and that means you're like hiding near cafe, and you're trying to catch out the medic and like whatever. That's supposed to be like a really fast, really clean thing. If it's taking long enough that someone can just wrap around through choke, which is really visible from the fence. So like while you're setting up, like while you're in second, thinking of what to do, you should be able to see people on choke. You should be able to see like they're playing close or not, and then like the closest place to choke that they can hide in is like next to cafe. So if you have people clearing out cafe, that's pretty solid. And usually when people try to back up, they usually put like if you're going through Valley, they would usually send someone to cafe. So that's kind of and like that's something you have to worry about more than anything. And yes, you're kind of more important. Just have you if you think like no, it's better just have a soldier go through choke.
Okay.
And Loki he could fake bomb, like just come to choke, like fade a little to the right or to the left, and then like then you guys go through Valley or go through cafe, whatever you want. And then like if you're really worried that you're gonna take forever to like do this push, you might as well do cafe.
Okay.
But fighting cafe is a little messy. It's like not guaranteed for any side, so I don't know how I feel about fighting cafe.
Okay.
Well, doesn't matter. Pushes Valley is if you want to go really deep without using Uber, and this is you're generally trying to catch them out. So your soldier, your flank needs to really come in at a proper time, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna use your demo through the Valley door, or like you're gonna go really deep, and you're gonna try to trap them out from exiting lower or dungeon, and just gonna like because they're all gonna be in low ground, all gonna be in concrete, but your demo is also gonna be in a little terrible position. So if this fight takes way too long, your demo is scout and medic are in a really terrible position. So you need your soldiers or like your flank whatever to pressure them from the other doorways just to come in at the right time to make them crack.
Okay.
Because your demo is going to be locking out the doors, they're going to be like messing the people up, they're trying to exit. But then if they just if they decide, hey, this is trapped out, we're not going to exit, we're just going to stay and fight here. Then you need your flank to come in and bomb them and be like, no, you're just going to die here. Like you should have tried escaping.
Sure.
So yeah, Valley's really aggro. Like just go in. It's like a 2-second push. A cafe is kind of just get 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's like a very careful, precise thing. Both work really well. I suggest just mastering at least one, and then get good at the other.
Okay.
Cafe will Valley will probably give you more team wipes, but Cafe is probably personally, I find more precise pushes a little better. But like obviously, chaos theory works really well in a lot of divisions. So yeah, but that's it. For second, pushing from second to mid is generally going to go through Valley, because if you're pushing onto mid, that means you have advantage, and that means they don't have an advantage. So they're going to be playing in the position where they're like, hey, we just want to buy time, but we want to get the fuck out. So that's generally their cafe. And the deepest way to go their cafe is usually through Valley. If they're playing a little up front, but you think you have ad or like you have something, or maybe you like for example, because if you're going through Valley, you're forced to use Uber because it's a tiny doorway and they're going to be spamming through it. If you want to try to low-key milk, maybe leave a little later, then that's a cafe. So like low-key, it's the same. Like fast, use Uber, aggressive, jump in Valley. If nobody's on mid and it's a free mid, you just go through mid. If you want to just kind of go your way slowly through it, maybe not use Uber as early, you go through cafe. But you do again risk the chance of like dropping your medic there, since like you're trying to like milk a little through it.
Got it.
So just make sure gotta have some little in front to clear it. Make sure nobody's bombing it. And if someone is bombing it, don't be afraid to use like don't milk if you have to. Like fucking if there's danger, just use. It's okay. Because the worst case scenario, you just do a leapfrog. and where you just keep trading Ubers and points until one does a shittier push, and then that's the advantage goes your way. But yeah, going to last, a couple things. Lower. Okay, so like while someone's capping second, like have someone go through lower. It's really good. Why? Because you can check stickies that are on shutter, and two, usually they have a soldier or demo up on top, like watching balcony or something. Well, if they're defending, it's gonna be their top left, just up top. You can bomb them from lower, and they can't really see you because usually like their demo or soldier is spamming balcony. They're kind of trapping the stuff out or shutter. They're not worried about lower, so if you just bomb them from lower, you might just get a free pick. You can make it even a coordinated effort where like you have like let's say scout capping, someone shooting spam from balcony or like behind balcony, and then your soldier jumps from under and then just gets anyone that's over aggressive, and that should be a free demo pick or a free soldier pick, or even if medic is over aggressing, that's a medic pick too. That's pretty good. Or in general, if you just want to avoid the whole sticky trap business, and you just want to do a quick Uber, just go through lower, then climb up the staircase. You're gonna avoid the shutter trap, and then you're only worried about one trap is like at this top of the stairs, and then maybe like the trap over here, and you can trap this little alarm, whatever this thing here. You can trap that. Like I kind of messed it up, but you can hide stickies and like nobody will be see that. I've never seen that trap until recently. I think actually no, I've seen Habib use it a lot of times before, but that's like well, you won't die to that unless you like hug this wall. So if you just hug the left wall, kind of use in really fast, that should be normal. So
Okay.
there you go. But yeah, right side is just go deep, go in, preferably. Oh fuck. Shit. Oh man, I really don't have enough time. Yeah, just right is default. Left is if you want to go kind of again slowly get in. Overwhelm them with like more bodies to fight with, especially because if their flank is here and their combo's on the other side of the map. So if you just go really fast on their flank, you can mess them up, lock them out, and then it's gonna be a temporary 6v4, or like 6v whatever. Before pushing again, like while someone is doing one thing like capping and like one guy's getting buffs, someone needs to be on the lookout and try to hear for sentries or whatever, because sentries will mess up your push really badly. Particularly, okay, actually good sentry spot is this area over here, this cone. It will block deniers up left and nobody from the right or a dungeon can see it. That's a really bomb sentry spot. People like to hide it like behind, on top. On top is kind of garbage, either behind or in front of the barrels.
Okay.
Another good one is behind this little box here. If your medic's over here and they're bombing for your medic, they're gonna bomb through. They're not gonna see the sentry, and boom. Or sometimes like because demo, you kind of generally don't want to drop down to the low ground. You kind of want to stay up here, especially if you have teammates here, or like if you have people pressuring up here. It's like if you're not the biggest priority right now, you're gonna do so much damage here because you have access to this spawn here, and you have access point, and you have access to behind, and you can shoot sticky like pipes like that, and like you'll be able to hit everything. And they can't do anything about you because they're worried about point.
Okay.
Or they're worried about Uber or something. Unless I have like an absolute feeder, like then like maybe you might need someone to like come with you, you might need someone here with you, but otherwise like beam, like demo like is really good here, and then sometimes beam, but sometimes beam has to drop down here and like heal the people in point, stuff like that.
Okay.
If you're a little more committed, but yeah, that's the default. That's going through dungeon. I don't really suggest it unless you're trying to flood in and surprise enemy team because they can't really see you except for the flank. This is just more catching out the flank and then just surprising enemy team, but that's like, I know. The thing's kind of, I don't see people doing this push too well unless with a lot of practice. And if you're going to practice a lot, might as well just get good at the default, like pushes like these two.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah. I did mention like going through flanks pushing the flanks really good because it's like 6v, like 4v2 or 6v2 whatever. Valley, unlike process, is really wide open. So instead of like when you're doing plays to get advantage, usually you just do a sack for the medic or their demo, because sometimes their demo gets really aggressive and he sits here. Oh yeah, by the way, watch for these traps over here. There's like a bunch of. If I had more time, I'd show you a bunch of wacky traps, but like there's a bunch of stupid traps. Like for example, like like this slip over here gets a scout or two usually. Like it's just there's a lot of dumb traps here that I would show you later on. But
Okay.
yeah. Like usually you would sack for the demo, like here or medic on concrete, which is like the standard place to be have the medic on. But but Valley's really wide open. You can have flank instead of doing sack for medic or demo. You can be doing flank plays to try and get 2 picks, and that's honestly better because you don't have to use Uber sometimes because you're just too afraid to fight. They'll just leave. So like for example, what you do is you buff your flank scout and have your soldier just hide here. Your flank scout takes a fight. He crosses over like this area. Their flank scout's like, holy shit, this guy's feeding. It's gonna be a free pick. He starts fighting him. You hope your scout can. You hope your scout can last long enough, and then just kind of like backs out a little through this corner, like backs out a little, and then your soldier high bombs, traps out the scout, and then your other scout just kind of pushes in. Maybe have like a demo also come in and shoot stickies like after a couple of seconds, like after your scout starts taking a fight, or like have another soldier come in as well, just to make it a because they're obviously if your flank scout's in trouble, their roamer's gonna come in, and you want to always have a numbers advantage in a fight. So if 3v2 is better than 2v2, make sure to make sure to keep everyone buffed before you do this. And then bonus points is you have nobody peeking here, just peeking here is nobody aggressive, like having like Vision Valley here. But if you make it look like Valley is empty, they might just stick in Valley a little too long without buffs. Like they're like their scout instead of being at the doorway here, it's gonna be like, huh, Valley's empty. Also, you kind of killed me.
I'm sorry. I thought you
no
were
worries.
Dave.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, hold on. So like instead of being at their doorway, they're gonna be like, huh, the Valley looks kind of empty, and they're gonna play closer to the pack. They're gonna play closer to the 50-point line, and like the halfway line is like this like general theory is that if you're like there's like an invisible line in every flank, and if you pass that flank, your percentage chance of winning the fight is like significantly drops down as opposed to if you sit on your half of the map, purely because of just how fast they're able to get their support versus how fast you're able to get your support. So yeah, they kind of start peeking a little too aggro, and then boom, your scout white swings with 185. You start fighting. The scout can't run away because if he turns his back, he's gonna get 2 shots. So he's gonna call his roamer to help, and then you back out a little. Both of them are gonna clump up here, and then your roamer bombs and boom. And then maybe like a third guy comes in and shoot a little extra stickies in case you haven't done extra damage, and then boom, that's 2 picks, and then your entire combo can flood through Valley. Their combo is on the other side of the off second. They take forever to come in, and you just bust through in 6v4, and you have like much better spam advantage, much better much better DPS output, because they're down to people, down to pregnant classes.
Super dope.
So yeah, if you get really good at it, this will get you like non-stop picks. Because well, I don't know, people see a fight, they want to take it, and then realize, oh no, I have health disadvantage, and oh no, I've player disadvantage, and then it's already too late at that point. But yeah.
It.
Also, I'm gonna mention another thing. Oh, what did I get pinged for? Okay. Okay. Another thing is, this is not necessarily Sunshine related, but something that you will have to master if you're gonna play in higher divs is 2-man sacks. They're really good because sometimes, okay, in lower divs, sacking one roamer, especially if your roamer is good enough or the medic's bad enough, usually that's all you really need to kill the enemy medic. As you keep climbing, you will need to get craftier and craftier with the way you sack for players. So for example, like you fake a push from one doorway and then your roamer comes in through other doorway, or you have a soldier fake bomb through choke and then he whips around Valley and then their eyes are all in Valley and then boom, a second soldier appears from choke and then lands on top of the medic or something like that. If you want to craft your own like different ways to bamboozle enemy team eyes, like especially the scouts, if you can figure out a way to keep their attention away from whatever area your roamer's going through, that increase your chance of roamer getting the pick. But another basic thing is just sack 2 people. Sack your flank, preferably. Some places you want to sack both soldiers instead, but it's just you want to have the DPS output of the soldier and have the denial of the scout and like the speed. So you want to just keep all scouts types alive. It's like all class types alive. So you just sack your roamer, sack your flank scout. They call a time. Obviously with buffs. The soldier bombs through, scout slips by, and then the soldier does like 80 damage. The medic doesn't pop. Okay, and then like out of nowhere, the scout slips by, and the medic sees a scattergun in front of their face. They're not gonna be thinking like, the scout's gonna like 6 damage. They're just gonna pop. And he's like, oh shit, there's a shotgun in front of me. Like, or maybe like they're really ballsy. Like maybe they just have like the most giant balls on earth, and they don't pop. Or maybe and like sometimes they drop, sometimes they don't. But like they pop, and you're down to. You just kind of stay back a little. Basically what you're waiting for is player respawns are anywhere from 8 to 16 seconds on a lot of maps. Walking from one point to the other is like 10 seconds. An Uber is 8 seconds. So if you add up the math, your player should be able to respawn by the time the Uber ends. And basically what you're banking on for is that they overextend their bodies. Their Uber and they Uber a little early, you Uber a little later, or even if it doesn't matter, like they have to flash a lot of people, so they will Uber. So their Uber will end a lot earlier, especially if your teammates are playing like especially if your soldier is like playing far enough where like he's doing damage but isn't like getting picked on, so you don't have to flash too many people at the start. If you can flash people at the end, but if you're flashing at the start, it's pretty bad. Fuck. Yes, and like by the time they flash people, they're like, and they're all stuck on choke. Preferably, that's where you want them to be, just stuck in front of the doorways, like not too deep. And like you're somewhere like next to like halfway, like next to like whatever the invisible halfway line is on mid, just a little in front of it, just so you can like deny them. And then by the time Ubers end, you guys respawn, and then you guys have a lot more. You have a lot more turf than them, and then that should be built enough to stuff them back into second. Or if they want to stay there, if like if they stay too long, you just kill them, and then boom, that should be a free second. That should be your go-to move if you can't break a stalemate.
Okay.
Because a two-man sack, no matter what, one team will be able to get a capture point. And even if you somehow royally mess this up, then it's just you wait for them to sack, they mess up their sack, and you push. It's just because nobody, especially in scrims, you don't want to be stuck on a stalemate for 30 minutes. You're not getting your practice time in, and you just feel terrible. So the best way to just get something going, sack 2, exchange, back up a little, exchange, spam them out, force them to preferably use either early or flash more people, and then your respawners come in, and then hopefully it should be you win. And that's like if you don't force them. If you force them, then boom, you already have Uber advantage, and then they might not even push in. And if they do push in, you just use, get some picks, then you have respawners, boom, pick advantage, like 2, 3, 1 pick advantage. That's enough for a push. And then if you drop their medic, boom, then all you should worry about, you should just back up really far, back up back up on high ground, like a little further back than you would normally, and just deny their sackers. Or if you're okay with using, just use to kill their sackers, and then just run with player advantage, non-stop.
Okay.
It's whatever you want to prioritize. Yeah, and just because I don't know, people run sniper and stalemates, and that's fine if you have a good sniper. It's just sniper automatically slows down the stalemate even further for the next 10 seconds, next 15 seconds, because it takes a while to for the sniper to roll out, to get a buff, to get in position, to support him. It's going to be an even slower stalemate than what it was for the next 15 seconds. And if your sniper can't find anyone, maybe they're all hiding like bitches, but they're playing far, they're playing close enough where you can't get in, or you don't want to get in. It's then or your scout's miss, or your sniper's has a bad day and he's missing his shots. That's even a slower stalemate for the next whatever few minutes until your sniper's finally dead. So unless you're really feeling it on sniper, I suggest if you sack 1 and it doesn't work, sack 2. Or something you can do, sack a flying scout, have it spawn up on spy, l'étranger, stock, the stock cloak, or if you want to do the one with the infinite cloak time, sure you can do that. I kind of don't like it because it takes forever to uncloak. Have the roamer high bomb like normal, and then the spy just decloaks while your soldier's in midair. And medic's natural response when they see a flying soldier is just to back up a little bit, and then boom, you put the 2 and 2 together. Your soldier distracts, their medic starts fearing, he backs up into a fucking knife, and then boom, that's the drop of their Uber. If their medic somehow turns around to the decloak, he has his back to the soldier that's the shooting rockets on him. So it's